Okay, we'll start now. Everyone sit comfortably. Close your eyes, palms together. To the God, Goddess, and all your gurus of today's lesson, the enhancing knowledge in astrology. So if you are done, slowly open your eyes. Okay, I guess my sound is okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, today is a very good point where you can practically see something was happening in the planetary position. Okay, let's getting into, before entering into our lesson, I realized one thing the last week in the Shadbala, I then spoke about the Ayana Bala, and few of the points which we will cover today in the Shadbala. Okay, let's consider it as the review. Why it was two dot here. Consider it as a review of the Shadbala, followed by we are going to see the Yogakaraka. And also, if the time permits, if we can able to finish it before the time, then we can continue to see the Bhadakasthana of our Bhadakasthana as well. So this is the today's agenda. Let's see how much we can finish. Okay. Before we are entering into a lesson, the few more things I have to discuss. One is the today's planetary position. Okay, everyone can see the planetary position, right, in the screen.
Yep.
Okay, here if you can see, you can. Okay, the hero of today is Sun. Okay, this Sun was here. This is the today's chart. Okay, and end of the one ayana. That means the before. Okay, first let's understand what is the Dakshinayana and the Uttarayana. It starts. The Sun starts the journey from here and goes towards the north till Mithuna. This is considered as the Uttarayana. This is considered as the Uttarayana. Then the Sun from the north, the Sun takes the journey towards the south. This is called as the Dakshinayana. This direction is the south direction, and this direction is the north direction. So the Sun starts its journey, go towards the Uttarayana, goes towards the north. That is the Uttarayana. The Sun starts the journey from the north, go towards the south. That becomes the Dakshina. Okay. So that means when the Sun starts the journey from the Makara Rasi to the Mithuna Rasi, it considers the Uttarayana. Okay, so if you remember in the Idikasam also, the Mahabharatam, the Bhishmar wants to die in the period of the Uttarayana. That means the Sun, when it is moves towards the north, he wants to release his life from his body. Why? This is also the greater principles behind this, particularly the yogic principles. When it was in the Uttarayana, the energy level will be high in the upper chakras. In the Dakshinayana, the energy level in the lower chakras will be high. It doesn't mean like a higher and the lower, don't take it as in a negative and a positive way. People always tend to do that. Even I also do that. When I say the higher and the lower means in the it's in the low level and the higher means in the higher level. It's not in the positive and the negative. The higher means in the position. And when it was works in your body, all the chakras, all the nadis have to be in a very balanced way. That's why you should not segregate it as a good one, it is a bad one. Even if your upper chakras was functioning well, lower chakras was not good, you will go into crazy. So that's why all the chakras, all the energy levels, all the energy channels should be in a balanced way. Okay, I don't want to enter into that zone of learning. We'll come back here. So the Uttarayana is the journey from the Makara to the Mithuna Rasi. So this six zodiacs and journey defined as the Uttarayana. And the Dakshinayana from the Karka to the Dhanush. Okay. Now we'll come back into see the today's planetary position again. So our hero Suryan, It was in the Dhanush. This is the position of today. Okay. Now let's see the position of tomorrow. That is, if you can see, this is the January 15th. And the Suryan was moved into the Makara Rasi. Okay. This is the point where it takes the journey towards the north. The journey starts here. In southern part of India, in Tamil Nadu particularly, we celebrate this day as the Pongal. And I don't know in various parts how they are celebrating, but in Tamil Nadu, when this month is called as the Thai month. The month itself is the beginning of the first day of the Thai month. We celebrate as the Pongal. It's also significance of the sun starts as the journey towards the north. So this is the point. Okay, I don't know how many of you know Tamil. That's the word in the Tamil, the name of the month. So it starts the journey from tomorrow. This is the point. Then it takes Uttarayana journey till Mithuna Rasi. Okay, so that's a story about our Suryan today. Okay, now I come back in the second thing which I want to discuss with you about now we still have to go into the Kocharam little bit detail because we already had the homework of the 2 minutes, right? What I asked you to do in the 2 minutes of the homework. Anyone remember?
Yeah, moon, see the moon. Moon you have to see.
Yeah.
Then the Tithi and further all Nakshatra, etc.
Awesome. Okay, now exactly. Okay, that's awesome. So in addition to that, now what you are going to see from your Lagna. Okay, now I take an example. Considered my Lagna is I take the Vrikshiga Lagna. Okay, so my ascendant is in the Vrikshiga. Now I am going to count from my Lagna to the 8th position. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this becomes my 8th house, right? So what you have to be analyzed first whichever it is your Lagna. Now I take an example of the Vrikshiga Lagna. So the Vrikshiga Lagna 8th house is the Mithuna Rasi. When the sun takes the journey and it comes into here in the 8th house of from your Lagna. Okay. In your Janana Rasi, you have to see what is your Lagna, and in your Kocharam, that is everyday planetary position. The everyday planetary position, the entire word replaced with one word, that is Kocharam. Okay. You have to see when the 8th house, when the Chandran was there, when the moon was in the 8th house from your Lagna in the Kosharam, that day you have to analyze yourself, how is your mind was, how you're reacting to others, how you're reacting to yourself, how is your entire day will. Make it as a homework, joyful homework. Don't make it as too much stress on you. Don't be nitpick with everything. Just make it as an experiment. Make it as a fun full day, because that day how it will react on you. Because when the moon is placed in the 8th house from your Lagna, that is in the Kocharam, that is everyday position, it will give some effect in your body and also particularly in your mind. So see, with your awareness, see what's happening. So if anything happens with your awareness, see how you can beautifully rectify that. That is particularly on the 8th house. So this is one homework. This homework
Vanita, how to know which Chandra is there on the 8th house or not? How to know?
Okay.
Check every day, right? We have to check the positions every day.
Yes. Okay,
on the Panchanga.
Yeah, what is your Lagna? What is your Lagna? Let's go one by one.
Simha Lagna.
Simha Lagna. Let me erase everything here. Again. Okay, your Lagna is the Simha Lagna. Okay. Now count which is your 8th house. Count from
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shani. That is Kumbha. 8th house Kumbha.
Really?
1, 2, 3,
Meena,
4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, Meena.
Okay.
Meena.
So this is your 8th house. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, now you are a very good example. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, now the Chandran was in the moon. Yessigache is the Chandran. Okay, the moon is in the Kumbha Rasi.
Kumbha. Yeah.
It will come into your eighth house in a day. Let me see in the. Let me stop the sharing and get in. I'm going into the Panchang. Give me a second. I shared that. Okay, that's an interesting. 15. Take it one day earlier. Ah, that's awesome. Okay, I'm going to share the screen again with. Okay, you can. Oh, this is. Wait a second. Good. Give me 1 second. We see January 15 also. Okay. That's a good one. Yeah, I am again going to share the PPT. Okay. The 15th, the Jan 15, again the Saturn was in the, okay, sorry.
Rahu was there today. Today as per that Rahu. And 8th hour, Rahu is there, no? Planet 8th. Yeah, from the 8th place from the Lagna.
We
Today
have to
from Siddhi
watch
Lagna,
for
8th hour,
only
Rahu
moon.
is there.
We
Only
have to
moon.
watch only for moon
Yeah.
position.
Oh.
No other planet. Only one graha you have to see, that is moon only. We are coming in to see other grahas later point in time. At this point, only one graha we are looking into, that is moon only. Okay. This is the Gochar. Okay, your Lagna is a Simha Lagna, so your eighth house is in the Meena. So now the Kumbha.
Chandra and Kumbha.
Tomorrow is also in the Kumbha. Okay.
Okay.
Now, but in the 15th Jan, that is on the Tuesday, it
He has
moves
come to
into eighth house.
8th house, yeah.
So okay, now you have to see, and the January 16, how is your mind, how is your body, how you are reacting to you others, how you are reacting to yourself. And you have to see everything, but don't be too much panic, or you just make it as a funful experiment. Don't make it hard to yourself. Just be and make it as a joyful experiment. Okay, but this day will be whatever happens in your life, the entire day, make it as a note. Whatever happens, particularly in your mind. Then the same thing will happen. So there we have 1 week of a journey, right? So the 16th, this is what's happening. Then the 17 and 18, see how your mind was changing. When the moon is in the 8th house, how you are behaving. When the moon was moving into the 9th and the 10th house, how is your mood gradually changes. You have to notice, but this is the subtle changes only. It won't be if your awareness was not full enough, you are not able to identify the difference. That's why you have to see yourself uh, with full awareness. Whenever you have a time before you slip into the going to the sleep, take a notes of your whatever the activities you did and whatever the mistakes you did and how is your mind was on that day. Take a note. This is not for every day. Only on the eighth day, the moon is on the eighth house. Then when it is moves on gradually to the other houses, see how your mind was changes. Okay? If you have a habit of registering everything into your mind, you don't need to write a journal. But the persons like me, I don't remember everything in my mind. Okay, everything will be washed off immediately. Only it will remain in my mind whatever it is necessary. So for me, it is necessary for me to write a journal in order to maintain the experiment. So it's up to you. If you have a habit of writing a journal, see how is your mind. It's not like an uh, what you did in every day, the entire day from the start, from the morning to the evening. You are not going to write, okay, I I went to office, I went to hotel, I went to this. You are not going to write that thing. You are going to check yourself and write how your mind was reacting, how you're feeling. Concentrate only on the feeling. Nothing matters. Only on the feeling, only on your emotions. When somebody was praising you, when somebody was scolding you, how your mind was taking. Is that feeling like, okay, whether the people are scolding me, whether the people are praising me, I don't mind. Your mind was like that, or you were super, super exaggerated. You feel like down, or you feel like depressed. Note everything. Okay. Okay, then you will share at the next, not in the next week when we meet again. Share with us how you feel and how if you're okay to do that. Please share with us. That will be a wonderful experiment. And once you, I can tell you my experiment also. But when I reveal that one, it may somewhat affect your experiment also. That's why I didn't tell that. Once you see this, the 8th house in your moon, and you find yourself what's happening, then we will discuss together what is happening. Is that okay? Is that
Sure.
so much?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. This is the one homework. Then additionally, there was a one more homework also. From your lagna, this is your Janana Jadakam. Okay, Janana Jadakam means your natal chart, your birth horoscope. From your Janana Jadakam, find the 5th house and the 9th house lord. So imagine this is the ascendant. Okay. Okay. If this is the ascendant, which one is the 5th house? Tulam is the lagna.
Kumbha.
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 Okay, this is the 5th house, which is the 9th house.
6, 7, 8. 9th is Mithuna,
Mithuna. So who's the lord of this house?
Mercury.
No, 5th
No,
house. I'm asking.
Shani.
4th is
Shani.
Saturn.
Shani.
Yeah. Who's the lord of the Mithuna? That is Mercury.
Mercury.
Yeah,
Mercury.
that is Buddha. Okay. Okay. Here comes the interesting thing. Okay. This is the finding which is your made in your birth horoscope. Okay. This point clear? From your birth horoscope natal chart, you find the 5th house and the 9th house lord. So now you understand Sunny and the Buddhan. Okay.
Yes.
This much clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're going into the second part of the homework. That is, so we know that is the Sunny and the Buddhan is the, we have to see in the Kochar. Now imagine this is your particular day. Okay. Now in this Kocharam, what you have to see, where is the Sunny? You have
Shani,
to find
9th house.
where is the Saturn. Where is the Saturn here?
9th house.
9th. Kumbha.
Okay.
Kumbha.
Where is the Buddhan here?
Buddha,
That is 7th house.
Okay. Now, when the Sunny and the Buddhan was in the same place, you have to watch that. That is only for the people who are born on the Tula Lagna. Remember this one. Don't confuse that. You have to be find the 5th and the 9th house lord from your Janana Jatakam. Then you find out the lord of the house. Then come back to the Kocharam. See if the both Graha, or now what is our example shows? Sunny and the Buddhan. So if the Sunny and the Buddhan was in the same in the Kocharam, then that is the day for any kind of your manifestation will happen immediately. For example, if you wish for anything on that particular day, whatever your prayers will be, that is a good day for any kind of a prayers also. If you are going to pray something and you want to manifest anything, that is the best day. This much clear?
So both of them have to be in the same house.
Yes, yes.
Wherever in the chart.
Wherever in the chart, doesn't
Okay,
matter. In the
got it.
Kocharam, remember that is the Kocharam, that is the daily planetary position.
Yeah.
And this, the 5th house and the 9th house lord combined together in your Kocharam. This is clear?
So irrespective of Lagna, suppose in Sim Lagna, any Lagna, we have to find 5th and 9th.
No.
No.
It has to
Don't
be.
confuse with them.
Lords have to be found out from the Lagna.
There is a 2 parts in this homework, right? One is first thing, you take your birth horoscope, find out from your Lagna, which is the 5th house, which is the 9th house. Okay, then take the lord of the houses. Now for our example, what we found out for the Tula Lagna, fifth house is the Sunny is the Lord, ninth house is the Buddha is the Lord. Then the first part is over. Then we come back into the second part, that is we are seeing into the daily Kochar. In the Kocharam, we have to see where is the Sunny, where is the Buddha. If both the Sunny and the Buddha, both the Grahams are in the same place, okay, that is the point.
Same
Where
place means
the-
what? Vanita,
Same-
same place means for same planet?
place. Okay,
Same
so
house. Same
okay,
house.
now the Sunny was here, the Buddha was here, right? It will take
Oh.
several months. The Buddha will travel to here because the Sunny will be there for at least the Sunny
1 month.
transit will happen in I don't know when it will happen again. It takes time, but the Buddha will with the fast moving graha comparatively with the Saturn. The Buddha will take few months. Will come back. Will coming into the Saturn's location. Consider imagine it finishes on the next month, half of middle of the next month, and the Buddha will move here. Then our criteria didn't match. Then next take 1.5 months because it will take 86 days, right? And let's take 2.5 months, okay? Then after that, it will reach here, correct? The Buddha will reach here. Suppose if the Sunny transit was not happened, the Buddha will reach this location. Then that is the point you have to take the manifestation. Any kind of the prayer will be easily come into, any kind of the prayer will be manifest easily when your fifth house and the ninth house Lord, and you are the Lagna. Lagna means the person who is praying. When everything all together happens at one point, the manifestation ability is high. The cosmic.
आलोक जी वो कह रहे हैं कि सर्कल रेट तो 10,000 है.
What is that? I didn't
नहीं नहीं
understand.
नहीं नहीं जैसे 446 गज है
You
ना
please mute Nina
तो
ji.
Oh, okay, I muted. Okay, the 159 combination combined together at one point, the manifestation energy will be really high. When at this moment, if you do any kind of a prayer, any kind of vision, and any kind of a manifestation, you longing for it, it will be come into very quickly. Okay.
But
And
that will happen only a year, probably, right? For Buddhan
yeah.
and Shani. Buddhan and Shani once a year.
Yes, and once a year, yes, probably. But that days will be you will have that the number of days it will be stayed together was long. But even if it was
Oh.
once in a year, but the number of days, right? You can consume all that energy at once. You have to
Okay,
be
okay.
planned accordingly.
Yeah, mine is Moon is the 5th one and Kuja is the 9th one. So it should happen every month.
For you,
That's what.
yeah, for you it was easy. You can easily experiment and find out.
Yeah.
The people who have the sun, the moon, the moon will have combined conjunct with every graha easily. Yeah. Find and tell me if you find anything interesting. Okay. That's all about the today's planetary position and the Kocharam homework. In the Kocharam homework, no doubt, right? I'm going to move on from here. Okay. Okay, now let's coming into the today's lesson. Right. This is about again it's related with the Uttarayana Dakshinayana only. We're going to see the Ayana Bala. Okay, imagine in an open space, there was a one ball was hanging and then another ball is also hanging. Okay, it's not parallel to each other. It was a little bit high. One ball was here, one ball was here. Okay, the distance, how you can measure? The measurement is also on the horizontal. The measurement is also on the vertical. Mostly, most of the time, the people will speak about the horizontal distance only, but there is also the vertical distance. So that vertical distance is defined by the Ayana Bala. Here, the planet gains strength either in the north or the planet can gain the strength in the south also. What is that meaning? When the planet is in the Uttarayana phase, there are some planets will get the strength. In the Dakshinayana phase, there are some planets will get the strength. Then we'll see what are the planets. Sun, Jupiter, Venus, and the Mars. If the grahas is in the north direction, that is in the Uttarayan. What does that mean? If the Sun, Jupiter, Mars, it was placed in anywhere here, that too in the Uttarayana portion, then this is the point. This planet will get the stronger influence and the strength will be really high. And for the moon and the Saturn, it's a Dakshinayana phase towards this rashis. If the moon Saturn was placed in this rashis, that means the Dakshinayana phase, then the strength will be considerably high. Okay. You remember the directional strength? Anybody remember about the directional strength? In the Shadbala, we learned about the directional strength. Anyone? Okay, I will show you the directional strength. The Dikbalam, you heard about, we learned the Dikbalam. You remember that one? No? No one remembers? Okay. The Dikbala means when there was a specific planets which is placed in, considered the Jupiter and the Mercury is in the Lagna, then the Dikbalam will be really high for these two planets. Especially if the planets with the Dikbala, that means the planets with the Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, and other planets which have the Dikbala, if it is occupied in the cardinal signs, then I have a question here. What is the cardinal signs? What is the cardinal zodiac signs?
Aries, Cancer, Libra,
Hmm.
Sagittarius, Capricorn.
Yes. Mesha, Kadaka, Tula, and the Makara. If this cardinal signs, the Digbala planets was placed, then the strength will be optimally high. And because the direction, they also have the directional strength, they also have the Digbala, and additionally it is placed in the cardinal signs, then the strength will be enormously increased. Okay, the strength, why the strength? Why I'm speaking about the strength, when the strength will bring the good results in the movement and the movable things, then there was one question will come. What is the movement? What is the movable things? Movement means when you are traveling and you are getting acquainted with other peoples, or you are acquiring some items, or you are moving away from some items, everything will be in a very good phase. Okay, this is about the directional strength. I just want to make this slide for the review only. So the
Vanita, just 1 second. So when we learned the Digbala,
Hmm.
we learned that when Jupiter and Mercury
Hmm.
is in the first house, the
Hmm.
Digbala will be highest, and when in the 4th house, Moon and Venus, there will be highest. Like that we learned. What
Yes.
about this cardinals? That we didn't discuss that time. So
Yes, I didn't. That's why I added this point.
correct, huh?
Correct. I didn't include that point because I don't want to pour everything at one time. I just want to make it as the small parts so that we can recall one more time what is Digbala. Okay, the
Okay.
Digbala first house, Lagna, if we understand what is a Digbala, you remember that one? 147 Kendra houses. One is for the east, fourth is for the
North.
Fourth is for the south, actually.
No, north, you have given us north.
North.
And 10 is the south.
Oh, yeah, north. Yeah, sun is north. 7 is the west, and the 10th is the mid-heaven. That is your moon. Yeah.
South, yes, yeah. Right.
One,
That are the main directions.
I'm still thinking, no. Okay. Because the fourth house, the sun will set. I will confirm this one again. Okay, remember this point only now. 1, 4, 7, 10. Then the first house, if Jupiter and the Mercury have the Digbala. Fourth house, Moon and the Venus have the Digbala. 7th house, Saturn. 10th house, Sun and the Mars. So these all the planets will have the Digbala. I repeat again. 1, Jupiter and Mercury, 4 Moon and Venus, 7 Saturn, 10 Sun and Mars. These are all the Digbala planets. When this planet was having the Digbala, imagine if this one was placed in the cardinal signs. Okay, I will give you an example. Let me come back.
So if any of these are placed in the cardinals, right? That's what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes. Now
Okay.
imagine okay, let's take my example. Mine was a Tula Lagna. And in my Lagna, I have only one planet, that is Jupiter only. Okay, did I have the Digbala? Absolutely yes. And the Tula is the cardinal sign? Yes or no?
Yes.
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 So that means both are combined together. Okay, where is that?
No, Tula, how can
What is that?
no how can we? You said it's a bit confusion. Just
Okay, that's I gave an example.
go back one thing. As per chart,
Hmm.
show the chart. The Tula, it is Tula is where your Jupiter is there, no?
Oh, okay. This is I give an example. I take
Cardinal. No, cardinal. You are telling about cardinal.
yes, cardinal. But I'm talking about the Digbala also, right? What is a Digbala? What is a Digbala meaning? When the planets which are in the 1, 4, 7, 10, if the first one was having the Jupiter and the Mercury, fourth one having the Moon and the Venus, seventh is the Saturn, 10th is the Mars and the Sun. If these planets in the relevant houses, then the Digbala, then that Graha is having a Digbala. Then I gave an example. Consider a chart which is having a Tula Lagna, and the Jupiter is the only Graha placed in the Lagna.
Yeah.
And my question here is in the
1, 4.
first house? Is in the first house?
Yeah.
Lagna
For
is the
second, third,
first
fourth
house.
house is Makara.
Wait, don't confuse with too many things. Okay, this is Lagna is the first house. And which Rasi it is?
It is Tula.
Tula Rasi. Tula Rasi is the cardinal sign or not? Okay, I will show you the one more thing here. Just you remember the Rasis which are on the cardinal signs, fixed signs, and the dual signs. Cardinal means it's a movable. So what are the movable? Mesha, Karka, Tula, and Makara.
Makara, yeah.
This one you remember?
Yeah.
So for the condition here is, come back again here. So the Tula is the cardinal sign, that is the movable sign. And it's also having the only one Graha, that is in the first house, Jupiter. Jupiter is having a Digbala and is also placed in the cardinal sign. This much clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's what I'm saying. Then the Digbala will be high for this particular one example. Okay. Now I again go back to the Ayanabala. Whatever we have, the strength which we seen in the directional strength, that is a Digbala, the same is applicable for the Ayanabala also. The planets which is present in the north direction, the planets which is present in the south direction, which have the same strength, which is equivalent to the directional, that is the Digbala planets. This much clear? Okay. There are some text was saying if in that direction, what the Jataka will benefit from that, right? Okay, my planets, my grahas was placed in a Digbala position, or it's holding an Ayana Bala. And what is the benefit out of it, right? The benefit is they will have the fame and also prosperity. They will be happy on themselves. Okay, this all the things comes on as a side effects. This much clear till now? Yes or no? Okay, looks like.
Yes.
Okay, everyone understand. If you didn't say anything, I believe like you will understand everything. Okay. Now we're getting into few fundamentals. Then we will see review of the Shadbala one more time. Okay. And the one more time means the points which I didn't include, I'm going to include now. Okay. In the Shadbala, which I defined earlier, some of the points I intentionally taken out to include in the different section. So that we are going to see today. Okay. The fundamentals of, let's see the review of the fundamentals. The basic principle is simple. Strong planet is more influential and is more capable of manifesting the area of life it signifies. Okay. This principle is always have to be in the mind. The strong planet influential is high, particularly whatever the area of the life it signifies. Okay. But each source contributes in a slightly different way to that overall strength. Uh, this is the kind of the statement which you will understand when you are analyzing the horoscope. Okay, then coming into one question will come. Okay, I understand the strong planet is more influential and it is going to more capable in manifesting. That is understandable. But how I can understand which graha is strong planet, or that in that place the Shadbala calculation find the strong planet for us. Okay, Shadbala signifies the strength of the planet. Remember, this is potentially give you the strong planet in your horoscope. Okay, if these two principles is remain in your mind, then we half of the journey was already done. Okay. In the Saptavarga Jabala, we discussed about, I remember I discussed about the T3, but some of the things I didn't discuss also. You remember the Drekana, what I discussed? If one Rasi, which is folding the 30 degrees, right? Yes or no? The entire horoscope. Okay,
Yes.
this entire horoscope, right? Okay, this one zodiac sign will hold the 30 degree. So this 30 degree was divided into 10 degree. First 10 for female, second 10 for, first 10 for male, second 10 for female, third for neuter. So if the relevant male, female, neuter planets present in any of the 10 degrees, then that will have the relevant strength. Okay. Then you may ask, okay, I have to draw all the 10 units, then find out placing the graha in it? No, you don't need to do that, because the Dekana, that is the D3 chart, will tell you how the planets was placed when that kind of the division, the 1/3 of the division was made from your Janana Jataka, how it will be reflected, that will be represented in the Dekana. Okay, then what is the third house represent?
Bratru, brother.
Brother, then importantly, one thing.
Courage.
Yes, that is the main thing. Your courage will be represented as in the third house. Then what the Drekana will do? The Drekana will subtly represent your strength and the courage in chart itself. If the strong planet is present in the D3, then that express your qualities of the planet. Okay, how much it will give you the strength in your life or not. Okay, then how you can find that? There are some peoples, they project themselves, they are very brave, but inside they are covered in nature. There are some peoples, you can see the peoples, they feel like they are fear for everything, but they take the very strong actions. Their actions was really courageful. There are some peoples, they are both courageful in and out. How you can find that? This subtle kind of the difference you can find in the Drekana. This difference you can understand?
Vanita, 1 minute. The third house indicate both courage and this one, siblings.
Yeah, siblings also. Exactly. Yeah, in the siblings, what are the things you can find out if your siblings is helpful or the benefit to you, or you are going to fight with your sibling, or how much they are going to helpful in your everyday journey. Everything you can, the difference will be you can subtly understand from the D3 chart. And whatever the third house will represent, you can understand in a detailed manner in the D3 chart itself. But there are so many things I have to tell here, but I intentionally stopped this point also. But definitely every the divisional chart we are going to see in upcoming lessons, but not all together. We will see it in a section by section so that we can easily remember, and we can also have an ability to recall the previously learned lessons. Okay. I stop at this point for the D3 because the D3 will have the vast area to learn. We'll go through that one by one. Okay.
Vinita, 1 minute. I just want to ask, D3 is another chart, like we have D1 and D9.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I will show you. Yeah. Give me a second. I will show you. I
Okay.
stop this sharing. I open the Jagannath Pura. Yeah, I'm sharing the Jagannath Pura. Okay, here if you see, there is a Drekna chart was here. You can see my cursor was moving. Everybody can see the Jagannath Hora, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
There is a Drekna chart here. This one. Let me note it. Second. This one. This is the representation of 1/3 representation of your Janana Jatakam only. There's no difference. But the thing here is it was divided into 10, 10, 10. The 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Okay. So in the Drekana, if your graha, if any of the planets which is strong, then that is considered as that easily represent your courage and the strength and relationship with your siblings, everything. Okay. We are definitely going to learn more about Drekana in the upcoming lessons, but not now, because I feel like somewhat I have to be explain few more things because I didn't realize that. That's why I stopped that with 2 points only. Definitely we will going to learn more thing about the D3 in the later lessons. Okay. Now I stop the sharing here. I come back to points again. Okay, Saptamsa. Let's D7. Okay, seventh house represent what? In your Janana Jataka, what is the seventh house will represent?
Relationships,
Partner.
partner.
Marriage, business,
Marriage,
boss,
friends.
yeah, partner, any partner.
Okay, awesome. The seventh house is mainly for the life partner or business partner or any kind of a relationship, and also represent the travel. All the things are important for this now. We are going to see different level of the significance later on, but now we concentrate only on the two things. Seventh bhava is for the relationship and the travel. But here in this house, we can understand, okay, how is your relationship and the travel, but how you can understand more by the D7 chart. We can indicate our ability to expand our horizon or not in the worldly matters. What is that meaning? Is that a possible you can expand your relationship? That means you are so socially growing. Your life will be, you are expanding your family. Is that a possible or not? You can see that from your D7. Possibility of an expansion. Then you can also see whether I can able to travel. You expand yourself. This is also you can see from the D7. Then the question will come, okay, how I can see the D7 chart? We'll definitely see that in the later classes. Okay. Now we'll remember this point, what the Saptamsha will do. We'll definitely going into the divisional chart. Not all at once, we'll go section by section. But remember this point. Relationship expands our life socially and the travel physically. It represents subtly in the Saptamsha. And this significance you can easily understand by seeing the Saptamsha. How you are going to see that? We'll see that in the later classes. Okay. Okay, now simply what the one more point you have to remember here is if the strong planets in the D7 that strongly represents your expansion of your horizon horizons mentally, physically also. It won't restrict you, even though if you are, it will give you the courage to expand yourself. It give you the courage to move away, to travel around the world, give you the courage to expand your relationship. So the D7 will represent many things, but especially it will allow you to expand the horizons in all dimensions, your mentally, physically, socially, professionally, whichever way. That expansion is clearly you can identify in the D7. So what is the result out of it? The courage, wealth, and the flow is the result of if the strong planets was present in the D7. Then what is the benefit? You will have the good courage, you will have the good wealth, and obviously you have the fame. Okay, this is for the D7. And the Navamsa. Okay, then now what is the 9th house represent in your Janana Jatakam? 9th house.
Father, fortune.
Guru,
Father.
Fortune.
Okay, then
Higher
Guru.
education.
Guru, Dharma, luck.
Dharma.
okay. So when the 9th bhava indicates this one and is also mainly represent your karma, okay, and it's also a representation of the higher education. Whether you can be able to do your PhD or any kind of an higher education, that you can easily identify through the 9th house. But what kind of the dharma you can able to do in this life? That is also you can able to identify in the D9. If the strong planets are present in the D9, then obviously it tell you that one's dharma will grow and improve over time to display outward manifestation. But don't complex with this many sentences. It will represent you what is your dharma. Simple thing. Okay. If the planets was gained strength, okay, the strong planet, which is the 9th house planet, 9th house graha, which is in the strong position, then what is the benefit for you? Obviously, you will get the name and fame. Okay. The 9th house, anyway, we are going to see graha by graha and the house bhavas. We are going into deep dive into that. But at this moment, remember only one point. When the strong planets was present in the D9, it definitely express your dharma in your life. Okay.
Vanita, 1 minute.
Hmm.
Vanita, there are 4 characters: are Guru, Father, Luck, Fortune, Dharma. Which one to pick up? And then how to which is
Okay,
good planet, which is bad planet?
Okay, this is the thing. Everybody was confused. Okay, when you are trying to see the Jatakam, right? First thing you have to do is identify your question. What are you going to see in the Jatak? For example, the 9th house represent the father, guru, fortune,
Yeah.
luck, everything. But what is your question? What are you when you are analyzing the Jataka? What is your question? What you are going to find out? Are you going to find out about your father? Are you going to after your marriage, your father-in-law?
Okay.
Are you going to find out about your luck or your dharma? Take a clean question. Okay, don't go abruptly and see the Jataka. Okay, I'm going to this, I'm going to that. You will be nowhere. Okay. When you see the Jatakam, if there was no objective with the question, you will waste your time.
So how to know good planet, bad planet? Which is good planet? How to good planet and bad planet? How to know? We were told just now in the 9th house, if good planet is there, which is good and which is bad.
Okay, which is the benefic planet, which is the malefic planet?
So that we have to see. I know. Yeah.
Okay, so when it's not only defined that once the malefic planet is also present in the 9th house, but it's along with the guru, or guru was aspecting the malefic planet, then the strength will be totally different.
Oh, okay.
Imagine if there was a guru, but the retrograde guru was present in the 9th house. Even though it will give auspiciousness, but the strength will be high enough. The Jataka will have to hold that kind of an energy in his or her life. Okay.
Okay.
whenever you're seeing any kind of an horoscope, this is the mistake I did. That's why I'm telling you again and again. Whenever you see any horoscope, have a clean question. If that is the question you are going to analyze the Jatagam, you will definitely come out with a definite answer. If you didn't have a question and you are seeing the Jatagam randomly, you won't go anywhere. That's what my experience, and you try to find out. Okay. Let's move into the Gadamsa. That is the divisional chart 12. Okay. Now the interesting point here. What is the 12th house represent?
Expenditures, moksha,
Moksha.
and
Foreign land, imprisonment. Anything else? And this is the 12th house is famous for one thing.
Foreign travel.
Yeah, foreign land.
Spirituality.
What is it? What is it?
Spirituality.
Vrayasthana, Vrayam.
Virayam. Yeah, losses. That is the main thing, right? Okay. In the 12th house, which is indicate the loss, death, or enlightenment, that is the moksha. But the death is the loss of your life. And enlightenment, what is that meaning? It is a loss of your ego, obviously. But this one word you have to learn for your lifetime to understand what is it meaning. But this is the kind of the losses. The mainly it represents the losses only. Whatever you have in your life, if you lose that one, that loss is the virayam, which is represented in the 12th house. Okay. Then what is the divisional chart of the D12 will represent? It will represent a subtle reflection. Can't be even identify in the 12th house. But if it was divided into 12, you can understand that kind of the subtle reflection in your D12 chart itself. Okay. And the same thing, the strong planets in the D12 deals with the losses in more abstract and positive ways. Ability to let go of attachments. Okay, this is the whole totally a new discussion altogether. Whenever we find them, we'll try to analyze this one part only because it needs a lots and lots of point to tell you about that ability to let go of an attachment. But at this moment, we will go with the simplified in our learning. Ability to let go of attachment, that is the moksha, associated with the natural significance. This is represented in the D12 also, and also in your 12th house. Okay.
So, Vinita, you said loss of life also.
Yeah, correct. Well, it will represent your death. If your loss of the life, what is the meaning of death? You lose your life. If the prana will goes out of your body. The prana is not even tend to sit in your body itself. It tells that, okay, I'm done my part and I'm moving away from you. You lose your prana. So that is your loss. That becomes your death. That is also represented in your 12th house.
Okay.
And one important point, devotion and helpfulness is also attributed to the planets with this extent, particularly the D12 planet strength. Okay. Let's move on. Trayamsa, this is an interesting one. D30. You remember the one point which I told you? 1 to 12 it's about your Annamaya Kosha. That is your the physical body, which is fed by food and the water. Whatever your liquid take or whatever the solid you intake, you grow your body. That becomes your Annamaya Kosha, which you can view physically, visible to everyone. Okay. And from the 13th to 24, that is the Pranamaya Kosha. The Pranamaya Kosha, the people who have a high-end sadhana, they can able to see the prana around you. You may heard this word famously, everybody can use ara, right? There are the peoples who can see the prana in for them also in front of the peoples also, if they had the high-end sadhana was having. That 13 to 24, it represents the Pranamaya Kosha. And the next 12, 25 to 36, which is represent the Manomaya Kosha. Okay, then I stop here. What is the Manomaya Kosha? It's fully representing your mind. Okay. Here comes an interesting thing. From the D24, D25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 becomes a sixth house. What does the sixth house represent?
Progress.
Enemies, disease.
Diseases.
Yeah, this all represented in the sixth house, right? But this one will detail, you can see that in your D30 chart. That is the 130 division that belongs to the sixth house. But particularly, you can identify how it will affect your Manomaya Kosha, especially what kind of the disease, what kind of the problem which is coming into your body, and what kind of the mental turbulence or mental turmoil you've gone through that reflect in your body. Most of the time, if there was any kind of a manifestation, that is your cancer or any kind of ulcer forming in your body, it's not come just like that. It will come from your past life impression, or it will come from your current life impression that is reflected on the Manomaya Kosha or transferred to the Pranamaya. And the prana was not properly injected into your body, then the physical body will function, starting to malfunction immediately. It does not happen in a second. It's not happen in a day. It will comes into slowly only. That's why the people have to be very careful in the thoughts. When whatever the thoughts, whenever you have a disease in your body, if you deep down analyze one by one, and you will definitely reach at one point, the disease is the reason of the thought which you manifested, which you injected into your mind. That is reflected in your physical body now. But why many of us not able to realize that? Because it was too many days, too many years. Sometimes the peoples have the too many janmas. How anyone can remember that, right? So that is why the D30 chart will represent what kind of the turbulence you faced in your mind level that caused the disease in your physical body. That you can easily understand from here. Okay. If there was a weak planet was present, that will represent your disease in your body. And if there was a strong planet was present, what is that? It will represent the healing abilities of you. Okay, what is the meaning of the healing abilities? When the healing abilities, when you see in your chart, that means that particular person have the good pranamaya kosha, can have the ability to heal others. Okay, why everybody not able to heal others? When someone touch your body, you can able to heal. There is you may heard about this Jesus when he went out walking. Around him, at least 2-3 miles, people will get healed. 360-degree, 2-3 miles, people will get healed. And what kind of the person he is, right? How much the sadhana he will do, and he make his aura that much strong enough. He can, when he just walks away, if anybody was healing, that's really a serious story, right? There are some peoples when they touch on your head, when they just see on your eye to eye, you will heal immediately. How is that possible? Because they hold the tremendous pranic energy in themselves. That's why their healing abilities will be high. If you see that kind of the person, definitely the D30 chart, there should be the strong planets in the sixth house. Definitely strong planets in the sixth house. That is why they're having the high healing abilities. If you see any of the healers in the world, particularly the strong healers, they have the good, strong planet in the sixth house. And try to find out any people who was around you, particularly the people who are in the healing field. Okay. And the one more important thing here, if you have a possibility to read this book, Saravali is also a book. It will tell you about how this triumphs or strength will form, how you can analyze that. Everything they detail explain. They also explain more than that. But
You
if
said
you have a
Sarabali?
Saravali, this one, the one, this
Who is
is
the writer, author?
author, I don't know. Let me see which I had that. Let me see, I have this one.
it's really surprising, Vanita. I didn't know that our astrological chart has all these minute details about, what you are in and out.
Yeah, it is. It is. It will mind blow you if you see yourself from D1 to D60. You will understand whatever the thing which is going on. And one time I realized if you, I don't know how many of you remember this past life regression thing. There is the one technique called the past life regression.
Yes.
Definitely many people will know about it. There is the past life regression technique where you can go back behind in your life, in your memory, because the energy level is going into the beta, theta, alpha level. So there you can access your Akashic records of the book or whichever it is in the mind level, and you can understand whatever past life you were engrossed in your mind or engrossed in your memory, which you carry as a karma into this life, which you can easily understand. But I realized one time that this is my thought process. If you do 2, 3 past life regression, it is equivalent to maybe 20 past life regressions, which is equivalent to if you're reading the chart from D1 to D16. That's my kind of interpretation. Yeah.
Vanita, one more question I have. These people who do the fingerprinting,
Hmm.
Nadi astrology, Nadi
Hmm.
Jyotish.
Hmm. Hmm.
In fact, they also tell you very surprising facts about your life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because
I will tell you, this is also, I had a very long time of the question. Um, because I belong to Tamil Nadu, there is one place called Vaidishwaran Koil. There, this Nadi astrology will be very famous. They will read in Volachuvadi. Volachuvadi means it is the palm leaf they written. And
yes,
you have to give your fingerprint. And they will tell you which year you born, what is your father's name, mother's name, what is your sibling, and what is your current life. Everything they will tell. And this question was I have very long time.
They
How
also
to
give you the birth chart. The
I
D1 they
explain.
give you.
yeah, which graha was which is in the place. And I was this question was long time in me. Then one point in time I asked one of my teacher and he told me that the astrology is not the today's lesson. The peoples which who they're learning was from million and number of years, thousands of the years. The peoples who lived in the previous ages, they have a different kind of an ability to understand you. But they understand one point in time. If this graha was placed at this point, and if this conjunct with this point, this planet, and this is the year which is going to come, and they are combined all together, they found out one formula. They repeatedly applied for everything. But here comes one more trick also. When you're going into the Nodi astrologer, they will ask you, the volatility represents only the name which is starting only. And they
Yes.
will find out the leaf one by one. And they will ask you, this is your father's name, this is your mother's name, this is your father's name, starting with this is correct or no. Then,
Vanita, about 50 years back, I went to a Nadi astrologer, and that is the time when I had just got into the healings. I used to go to somebody else for my healing. I was a very bad case of asthma. So they told me that I would get into healing in the long run, and I was quite shocked. I said, no, I can never get into that. So, but now,
Awesome.
just now I was recollecting. I will go through my chart also where it is mentioned and
Yeah.
see such a thing is there. Thank you for all the knowledge. God bless you.
Yeah, but the Nadi astrology, still I'm trying to find an answer. If anyone can find the answer, please share it with us. But some people, it was kind of a
Vanita, what I heard, Nadi Shastra, I also consulted. But is it whatever the past they have told? Is it 100%? They told father's name, mother name, siblings, what they are doing. But future, it's all flop. Just only out of 150% only telling.
but this is depends upon which Nadi astrologer you went. There are the really
He
good
was from
people.
Kerala. He was from Tamil Nadu. Yeah, I consulted him in Pune. He has come there, and he first he told me to give me fingerprint. Then he told me to first alphabet of the name. I gave alphabet and the this one, the thumbprint. Immediately told him, revealed everything. I was astonished,
Yeah.
surprised.
And he will give you
Everything,
the exact Janana Jatakam also. Yeah.
everything fast he revealed, everything, pin to pin. But future, one or two things have tallied.
Mhm.
Up to 50%, but 100% it is not so. But what I want to ask, is it reliable?
I really don't know because the people's which based on my experience, I can tell you, I don't know whether it is reliable or not. But the peoples around me, they went and see, they gave me the good feedback only. They told me that okay, it's also real, and even my mother went to that kind of a place, and my mother also gave the good feedback, and my friends, relatives around the peoples I saw, they also went and gave the good feedback only. Okay, then this one I will tell you. This is my own experience, and I don't know why this one comes into my mind. One of my colleague was telling me this. She went to see the astrologer and exactly the naughty astrologer, and this person was telling at that point that girl was in having a relationship with one person, and the naughty astrologer was telling this relationship won't work out. Okay,
Oh.
this girl was having on very sad mood, and she came back and shared the whatever the things which the astrologer told. She's sharing along with me. Then I understand one point. Maybe the audience may give the good one or bad one, but in order to console her, what I told was, "Don't worry, the naughty astrologer is all the fake one, and you won't. It won't give you that kind of the effect, this kind of an effect." And you don't. I just consoled her. Okay, I just folded that naughty astrologer, and I'm trying to console her. Okay, that is the one mistake I did. But immediately, my intuition was telling clearly to me, don't blame that astrologer, Vanita. This is the intuition my having. It no one was told me. Okay, that Nadi astrologer will be guarded by this kind of an angels or the god and goddesses. Uh, don't try not to judge his prediction. Don't console her. This is the intuition I'm receiving at that moment. You may not believe this. Exactly word by word, this is the intuition I received at that time. But even then, in order to console her, I told that, okay, don't worry. I blame everything to the naughty astrology. Okay. Later point in time, what is the side effect for me? I had a fight with that colleague because I'm not a person to fight with anybody.
Yeah.
But without knowingly, there is a kind of a misunderstanding happening in between us, and after that, I didn't even see her also. I mean, even I see her, but it's not like in a good relationship. Why I'm trying to tell you this? We really have no idea what kind of the naughty astrologer holding that energy, what kind of the prediction he is giving based on strength of which god and goddesses. You should not blame easily. This is my own experience.
No. When I'm not blaming, whatever he
Huh.
saw the leaves, on the
I'm not
leaves.
telling you blaming me, that I'm telling my story. This is what I understood.
Yeah. No.
Even then, when I heard this, after that, this is the very good experience for me. Then after that, when the people are coming and telling me, Vanita, I saw this naughty astrologer and I received this kind of the prediction, I won't tell anything. Oh, that's awesome. That is my experience.
No. Vanita, my query was, because the Nadi, whatever he told was 100% was correct. Future also 50% was correct. Do what I'm asking. Is it okay? What do you think? There is some gist of something is there in that? Gist of truth? There is some truth in that? Can we
Yeah,
rely on that?
definitely, because there is a
Okay.
great science behind it.
Okay.
Maybe we are not in that kind of a knowledge to understand that, but definitely there is a great science behind it. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll move on from here. Okay, then this is the revision only. Aspect from the benefits. What is the aspect from the benefits? Well, Trigbala, you remember the Trigbala? The
Vanita,
when the
there's a comment from H. Could you please try unmuting me?
oh really? Where is the H? H. Um, I can't unmute her. Maybe she can. For me, the option was coming as an ask to unmute only. Now she can able to do. I can't unmute myself. Oh,
They can go out of the meeting and come back in.
Yeah,
That should
come
be
back
fine.
again.
yeah. I don't know. What is her name? H only? I don't know. Can you please, she can hear
Hema.
us? Oh, okay. See Hema. Oh, Hema. Hema, can you please log out and log in again? Yeah, Kalyana Varman is the author of the book Saravali. Yeah, correct. Correct.
Who is the author?
The Kalyana Varma. There is a Saravali for, there are the different books, but I read about the Kalyana Varman only.
No, Dr. Manjari Joshi has shared the entire book in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
She has. Okay, thank you.
You try to log out also, Hema? Oh, it is not working for you? I don't know. Some issues with my laptop seems like okay. Okay, that's great then. Okay, let's coming into here. Aspects from the benefits. Oh, the aspect, we remember that, right? The aspect of every planet will, what is the aspect? We already saw that. We remember every graha was having the seventh aspect. There are the different, some planets will having the special vision, like Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Sunny will have the different aspects. So what is that the bless? What is going to bless with that? It's going to bless with the wealth, the fame, fortune, leadership, beauty, and the happiness. It depends on the graha which is aspecting. Literally, it is depends on the graha which is aspecting. Okay. Then we'll see. Consider the Jupiter was aspecting. What is the effect of each planet? This is for our knowledge only. This one we have to be in memory all the time. What the Jupiter will give you? The Jupiter will give you growth in everything. Remember, whether it is a good or bad, whether it is a disease in your body, it will grow. Whether it is a health in a good condition, it will grow. Well, it will grow. No matter whatever it is, if it is placed in a particular position, it allows the growthness of the particular impact, significance in your life. So Jupiter is for the growth. It's producing fortune, fame, and respect. But then don't conclude one thing. Okay, then the Jupiter is always a good planet for me. Yes and no. Okay, that you will see when you are analyzing number of the charts. Then, if that question was there, then one more question also there. Then the Saturn is a bad planet? Obviously, no. It is a good planet as well. Because the Sun is the example for your discipline, example for the hard work. Okay. Now the Venus. When the Venus was very good in any of the Jadakam, definitely it represents the luxuriness. They think in a such a way that they want to live in a luxury place. They want to live in a luxury car. Whatever the thing they think it is in as an exaggerated way. Okay. So that if it was in a good position, it will give you the wealth besides your harmony and the pleasure. Okay. Then the Mercury. The Mercury is an interesting person because the intelligence comes. Mostly these people don't hurt others. They try to speak indirectly, even though they have the kind of pinpointing your mistake. They don't come into directly and say, okay, Vanita, you did wrong. The Mercury persons won't say like that. They will come indirectly and tell you that diplomatically saying that, oh, Vanita, you did wrong. Okay. But if it was the Mars and the Sun person, they will directly come and tell you, Vanita, you did wrong. Simple. Dot. And the Sun was Sun dominated person, they will come and actually order you. Vanita, you did wrong. Simple. So the Mercury is produces the intelligence and happiness. Mostly they get these peoples are witty in nature. They have the creative in their intelligence. That is the Mercury representing, Mercury significance. Okay, now comes into the moon. The moon is a significant of your emotions and the travel. If the moon was placed in one particular location, particularly in the third house, you will travel, at least a shorter travel, not a long travel, short travel. If it was placed in the ninth house, then you will go for a long travel. Okay. So it depends upon where the moon was placed. the travel is also associated along with it. The length of the travel, short travel, long travel, depends on that. Okay, now the combined effect of the moon and the Venus. That is, the both are female planets, right? Moon and Venus. If it was in any of the Jataka, definitely it enhances your beauty, love, and romance. These peoples are very good in the romantic life. Okay, then one interesting thing. If the Mercury and the Mars was combined together, these people will definitely have a registered marriage before their marriage itself. They definitely want to register themselves because the give the courage to go for marriage. The Mercury is the person who wants to be in such a kind of love and relationship. If this both are together, definitely they will have the registered marriage. You don't go and see any people's horoscope and say, Vanita, there was a Mercury and Venus, but they didn't register. Don't ask me that. There is a other condition have to be satisfied. Okay, the directional statement already saw that. Okay, the Shadbala we included already also. We saw in a detailed manner about the Shadbala. There's one point here you have to remember. Jesta is the movement. We already saw that. How it will move depends on that. The effects is also impact on your horoscope. Okay. Then the important thing here you notice is if the planet is on the fire sign, what will happen? Remember, it was retrograde. The movement will be startingly it will be fast and slow, and it will goes in one phase, and again it will stop and it goes into forward direction. Okay. For if it was in the fire sign, that retrograde planet was in the fire sign, then they are much more focused in their ambition. They are driven by the ambition itself because the fiery nature, they always want to achieve something. And they fix one target, they definitely achieve, no matter what happens in their life. And if it was placed in an earth sign, this is the thing, they definitely have a what do you call so the strength to acquire or development into the material plane specifically. Okay, if it was in the air sign, their intellectual will be really, really high. Okay, but they think a lot. The peoples will consider the normal peoples will think in 2 dimension, 3 dimension. These people will think like in the 4th dimension, 5th dimension. Okay, the water signs. If it was in the water signs, they definitely they have the specific emotional progress. If it was if they're not emotional, they will find themselves as an emotional phase of their life. Okay, now here comes my question. What is the fire sign?
Aries, Leo, what? Dhanu,
Very good. And here?
Taurus, Virgo, and Makara.
Yeah.
Mesh, Tura,
What is it?
Mesh,
Yes. What is it? What is the first sign?
Gemini.
Okay, Gemini.
Sorry, Gemini, Tura, and Kumbha. And water is Cancer, Scorpio, and
Meena. Okay, got it. That's awesome. Okay, now this is about the Shadbala thing. Now we are entering into the new learning, that is the Yogakaraka. Okay, the Yogakaraka is an interesting topic. Why? Because it's a combination of the two things we have to combine it together. What is the combination here? What is the Trikona? What is a Trikona? Main Trikona, Dharma Trikona. 159. Yes or no? No? Okay. What is the triangle? Trikona. Trikona. So 159. You remember? We learned very long time back. What are the Kendras?
1, 4, 7, 10.
1, 4, 7, 10. 1, 4, 7, 10. Okay, first understand the word Yogakaraka. Yoga means it's a union, Karaka means a significance. Okay. Yoga means when the two things are combined together. Normally, the yoga, you heard about this world all the time whenever you're learning the yoga. It is the union of the mind, body, and the soul. When you heard about it, definitely you will heard about this, right? The yoga literal meaning is the union. Okay, then you will see what is a union here. What is the meaning of the Yogakaraka? If the Lord of the Kendra house, he's also a Lord of the Trikona house. Remember, only one, not the two, three planets. Only one planet, which is the Lord of the Kendra house, and he's also a Lord of the Trikona house. Then that one becomes the Yogakaraka. That planets become the Yogakaraka planet. Okay. Remember one more thing also. Not all the ascendant will have the Yogakaraka planet. We will learn why also now. Okay. Then comes into the I have the Yogakaraka planet. What is going to do with me? Okay. It produces the good results in everything. When you have the power, position, money, influence, whatever the good things in your life, it enhances that. If you have a money, for example, if you have 10 crores of money, when that planet was having the dasha or buddhi, then your 10 crores will into 1,000 crores also. I'm just giving an example. Okay. Now let's see here. If considered the trikona of the Mesha didn't have the trikona. Why? See, the first for the Mesha Rashi, what are the 159? One is the Lord is the Mars, and the fifth Lord is the Sun, and the ninth Lord is the Jupiter. Okay, now let's go with the Kendra. One is the Mars, 4 is the Moon, and 7 is the Tula, that is the Venus. 10th is the Sunny Makara. Okay, what is our condition? The planet, which is the Lord of the Kendra, which is also a Lord of the Trikona. Is this condition satisfied here?
No.
Okay. Now I will give you the Yogakaraka, which is the, okay, now I will give you Yogakaraka of Rishabha. Okay, now see the Rishabha. Rishabha, this is the first house, this is second, this is third, and this is 4. Okay, let me write only the 1, 4, 7, 5, 6. I need 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7. I need 8, 9. And 10. Okay, this is 1, 4, 7, 10 and 1, 5, 9. So the triangle is here. The Kendra also here. Now we'll see who are the lords of the which houses. Okay, for the first house, Venus is the lord. And the fourth house, Sun is the lord. Fifth house, Buddha is the lord. Seventh house, Mars is the lord. What is the lord of the Makara and Kumbha?
Shani.
Okay, here comes the hero. Okay, now see, Sunny is in the Kendra, 10th house. Sunny is in the Trikona, 9th house. Yes or no? This point understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now I repeat one more time. The Graha, which is placed in the Trikona, that is 159. Any of the houses, 159. Yes, it's there. And also in the Kendra. Yes, it's in the 10th house. So for the Rishabha, Saturn becomes the Yogakaraka. So remember, the one point which I told you, Saturn is always not a bad planet. For the Rishabha Lagna people, Saturn is the Yogakaraka. If the Saturn, which is placed, the Yogakaraka planet, which is placed in any of the good position, that will give them the greater results. For example, if it was placed in the hidden places like 6, 8, and the 12, that is the Dusthana, the effect will be not that much. It will be definitely reduced because it was in the Dusthana. But otherwise, if it was in any other location, and this Yogakaraka planet will give you tremendous benefit to the Rishabha Lagna peoples. Okay. Now, let's see for the, like this, you have to do every other Rasis, Mithuna, Kadaka, Shimma, Kanya. Okay, the same principle. The principle you understand, right? How I arrived 159, 147, 10. You have to find out the Graha which is common. Okay, let me give this all the ascendant which is having the Yogakaraka. Other ascendant, other Lagna peoples, they didn't have the Yogakaraka. For the Taurus that we saw now, Saturn. Now we'll see the one more planet. Let's see the Karka. Okay, for the Karka, this is the first house. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 4, 5, and 9. Okay. Now let's see. This is the Trikona. Let me see the Trikona first. For the Kadakalagna peoples, 159 is the Kadakalagna peoples. For them is the 1 is in the Kadaka, Vrikshika is in the 5th house, 9 in the Meena house. Okay. Now let's see the Lord. For the Mesha, it is the Mars. Moon is the Karka. Tula, it is the Venus. Vrikshika is the Mars. Makara, Sunny. And the Meena, it is the Jupiter. Now let's see who's sharing the 10th house and the 5th house. 5th house of Trikona, 10th house of the Kendra. Who's the Lord? So sorry, who's the Lord of this, the 10th house and the 5th house? Mars, right?
Yes, Mars.
The same planet which is having the, which is in the Kendra also, which is in the Trikona also, then that becomes the Yogakaraka. Only one place only. Then for the Kadakalagna peoples, who's the Yogakaraka? Mars is the Yogakaraka. Then the same goes for Leo. Mars is the Yogakaraka. 9th in Aries, 4th in the Scorpio. Libra, same technique you have to follow. The principle is same. One planet which is in the Trikona, one planet which is in the Kendra. For the Libra, Saturn. 5th house Aquarius, 4th house Capricorn. Aquarius and Capricorn, who's owning that? Okay, let's see here.
Saturn.
Saturn.
Okay. Now for the Capricorn, Venus is the Yogakaraka. Okay, why? 5th house is the Taurus and the 10th house is the Libra. Who's owning the Rishabha and the Tula? Who's owning?
Venus.
Venus. This Shukra. Now Aquarius, again Venus come, but now this time 9th house the Libra, 4th house is the Taurus, that is the Rishabha. So Tula and the Rishabha, who's the Lord?
Venus.
Venus is the Lord. So this all the ascendants who's having the Yogakaraka. Then the other ascendant, they don't have the Yogakaraka. So if for the Rishabha Lagna people, Saturn is the Yogakaraka. Kadaga Lagna, Mars. Kadaga Lagna, Simha Lagna, Mars. You remember in this way, Kadaga and the Simha, Mars is the Yogakaraka. Rishabha and the Tula, both are Saturn. And Capricorn, Aquarius, Venus is the Yogakaraka. Okay.
So Vinita, what we are saying is the Lord of anyone should be placed in, Lord of Trikona can be placed in the Kendra position. Or the other way around also.
No. the same Lord. Okay, so let's see here example, the same Lord. Now for
No,
the
what
Kadakalagna,
Lord of Trikona or Lord of Kendra? I mean, it can be either way.
yeah, correct. But the point here is, now for this example, right, this is the Kadakalagna. For this Kadakalagna, 1, 5, 9 is, 1 is Kadaka, 5 is Vrikshika, 9 is the Meena. Okay. Now 1, 4, 7, 10 is the Kendra. The Kendra is in the Kadaka, Tula, Makara, and the Mesha. Now we have to see which planet sharing, which is the only one planet. We have to consider only one planet have the same the position in the Trikona also, have the position in the Kendra also. Okay, now let's see the moon. Moon is having any houses other than this Cancer? No, right? So we leave that because who's having the two planets except the sun and moon only having the two planets. Now let's see the Venus. Venus is only in the Kendra, not in the Trikona, correct? The Trikona was having the moon, Mars and the Jupiter. So Venus was not in the Trikona. Now move on into the Mars. Mars is in the Kendra. Now let's see it is in the Trikona or no. Sorry, Mars is in the Trikona. Let's see whether it is in the Kendra or not. Mars is in the 5th house. Let's see in the Kendra, it is in the Kendra, 10th house. The same planet which is in the Trikona, which is in the Kendra, that becomes the Yogakaraka. Now see the Saturn also. Saturn is in the Kendra, but it is in the Trikona. Trikona planets only, Moon, Mars, and the Jupiter. So leave it. So now let's see the Jupiter. Jupiter is only on the Trikona, not is on the Kendra. So leave the Jupiter. Only one planet which is Mars only.
Okay.
And is there any other question? Did I understand your question wrongly?
No, I understood. Thank you.
Okay.
Vanita, why don't we consider the first house then? Because that happens to be common for both the, that 1, 5.
No first house. Leave the first house. Yeah, the same question I always had. No first house. Then everybody is in Yogakaraka for that Rashi, right? Leave the first house. Okay, remember.
Vanita, it is Lagna or Rashi? Lagna only, no? It is Lagna only. We have to see Lagna. For particular Lagna only.
Yes. Particular
Correct.
Lagna only. Correct. Yeah, for this, the Kadaka Lagna, we take as an example, right? From the Lagna only, we have to find out which are the 1, 5, 9 houses, which are the 1, 4, 7, 10 houses.
And which planets are in both houses, that is the Yogakaraka, correct?
Perfect. Yeah. Then this is the list, which are the Lagnas which are having the Yogakaraka. Okay. Okay, there is also one different story here. I intentionally want to reveal that. We'll have that on the later sessions. Okay. Once I recall that one, you will remember that point. This is not the right point. Okay. Then we'll come into, if you see this, the Yogakaraka chart, there are only the 3 planets playing the role. One is Saturn, one is Mars, one is Venus. These 3 peoples playing the role in the 6 Lagnas. Okay. So then what they will give to the Jataka? Okay, if the Saturn was in the Yogakaraka, who's the Saturn Yogakaraka planets? Rishabha and the Tula. If the Rishabha and the Tula Lagna peoples, if the Saturn was in a good position, definitely they will be very much disciplined and they will have the high level of the tolerance. Okay, these two leads them to the long-term success. They feel like they were slow in the progress. They didn't find anything. They feel like, okay, I'm doing so many things. I'm very much disciplined, but I didn't acquire the success. But definitely they will have the long-term success. Okay. Okay, let's come into the Mars. The Mars is Cancer and the Leo. If the Kadakalagna and the Simhalagna peoples, the Mars is the Yogakaraka. Okay, if the Kadaka and the Simhalagna peoples, Mars is the Yogakaraka. If the Mars is placed in a very good position, and that brings them the courage, and they have normally the Simhalagna peoples have the ambitious life. They want to achieve. If they have the want something in their mind, and they want to achieve that one. If the Mars was placed in a good position in the Jataka, they have the good courage and they definitely achieve in their life, no matter what happens. Okay. Now let's come into the Venus. Venus is the Capricorn and the Saturn. If the Venus was placed, Makara Lagna and the Kumbha Lagna peoples, if the Venus is placed in a good position, that is the Chukra is in a good position, then that will increase their finance level, and also their artistic talent will be will be enhanced in a different way. They won't be the normal artist. They will do all kind of the different stuff. Okay, that is about the Yogakaraka. Okay, there was one last thing. We'll spend 5 more minutes.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
okay?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, then the last point of today's lesson is the Bhatakastan. This one we have to have in a very deep understanding. Whenever we are analyzing the chart, this should definitely in your mind all the time. Okay, remember this chart is also in your mind. Okay, and this chart is also, which I'm going to show you next, that is also in your mind. Okay, what is the Bhatakasthana? That is the house of your obstacle. Anything in your life, in your life, whatever you want to achieve, your health, wealth, or peace, or whatever the thing which you want to achieve in your life. If there is any obstacle, particularly if the house of obstacle having a bad graha in it, then you are done. Okay, let's see what is the house of obstacle. That is the Bhatakastan. For a cardinal signs, that is the movable signs. In other words, Chararasi. What are the Chararasi? Mesha, Kadaka, Tula, Makara. So the 4 signs are the movable signs. That means the cardinal signs. They have the 11th house as the house of obstacle. Okay, then you have a question. Okay, how I can find it? Okay, let's see here. Okay, what are the cardinal signs? Tell me. Mesha. Anyone can help me?
Karka,
Then
Tula,
one
Makara.
more. Makara. So for this one, 11th house is the house of obstacle. Okay. Now let's find out for the Mesha one. Okay, let's find out. Someone have I get here. I'm not here also. Okay. For the cardinal signs, the 11th house is the house of obstacles. Okay. What is the 11th house for the Mesha? Kumbha is the house of obstacles. Okay. For the Karka, which is the 11th house for the Karka? Rishabha. For the Tula, which is the house of obstacle?
Simha.
Simha. For the Makara?
Dhanush.
11th house. Makara.
Okay.
This is first house. This is 12th house. This is Vrakshika. So for the Mesha, it is the Kumbha Rasi. If there was any graha present in the Kumbha, you have to give extra carefulness, extra effort to see, because it is a house of obstacle. Mesha Lagna people, if they have the 11th house, any graha in it, you have to see extra careful, and because it is the house of obstacle. And for the Karka Lagna peoples, they have to see what are the planets, what are the aspect of the planets which is present in the Rishabha. Same goes for Tula. Is there any planets which is in the Simha? Then you may have the question, okay, I don't have any planets, Vanita, what I have to do? Then see who's the lord of this planet. For the Simha, who's the lord? Who's the owner of this Rashi?
Sun.
Sun. Then you have to see where the sun is placed. If the sun is in a good position or not. If the sun is having a strong position in your chart or not. Then you have to find out what kind of an obstacles which is having in your life. Okay, then for the same goes for Makara Lagna people. If there is any graha in a Vrakshika, then you have to see what are the aspects. If there was no graha in it, then you have to see where the Mars was placed in your chart. Okay, if the Mars was placed in a good position, then the obstacle will be very less. Otherwise, you have to understand the aspect received by the graha is also taken in account when you are deriving the solution for the house of obstacles. Okay.
I have a
Now,
question. If we say that the obstacle is in the 11th house, would it also mean that whatever the 11th house signifies, the obstacles would be respective to the house that it signifies? Like 11th is for social network and all that.
obviously, yes.
Okay.
But okay, there is a point here. The obstacle it's not the sense you may not be able to get. Okay, what is obstacle here? Consider you are here. Something you are going to receive, it was here, but in between you there was one thing in between. That is an obstacle. It may be your friends or families, it may be your thought process, it may be your own mind, it may be your own courage, it may be your financial position, whatever it is, that comes in front of you. So how you can remove that? If you understand, okay, this is my obstacle and I put my effort to remove it. Until unless you realize, okay, this is my obstacle, you are not able to remove it, right? For example, if this is the target and the obstacle is in between you, you first know what is the obstacle in front of me. Until unless you didn't realize, okay, there is no obstacle. You because you normally live your life and the target was here, the obstacle is also in front of you, but you didn't realize the obstacle in front of you. But once you had an awareness, okay, there was one obstacle in front of me, that is my courage. I didn't have enough courage to move forward. I want to be in my comfort zone. That is my obstacle. Once you have come out of your comfort zone and you acquire your courage, this obstacle will go away, no matter what happens in your life. And that graha will now become a friend to you. Whatever the obstacle which is presented by this graha, once you projected, okay, I'm magnificent than you, I'm much more bigger than you. When you show that kind of a sign, this will go away. And we can move and touch your target easily.
Okay.
Don't worry about the house of the obstacle. The house of the obstacle is for our awareness. This kind of an obstacle which I have in my life. The obstacle can be anything, right? Don't think it is then a physical thing. It can be in your mental obstacle. It can be an emotional. It can be from your friends, families, or whatever the things which you acquired in your life. That can be an obstacle also. Okay. Okay. For the fixed rasis, that is the Sthira Rasi. Rishva, Simha, Vrikshika, Kumbha. So that is the 9th house, is the house of obstacles. So you have to concentrate on the Bhatakasthana. House of obstacle, don't take it all. Whenever I say this is a negative thing, don't take it as into a very super duper negative. That is the thing which is going to bring good awareness in yourself. Most of the time, even the positivity will give you 50% of the awareness in you, but the negative thing will give you 100% of awareness in you. So the 9th house for the fixed rasis. Same goes for dual rasis, but this time this house is the 7th house. Okay, this is the point, because it's all the rasis which is in the corner. Mithuna, Kanya, Danu, Meena. There's all the dual rasis, Ubaya Rasigal. What they will do. This is the 7th house is for what? Spouse, relationship, any kind of a partners, right? But if the 7th house, it becomes a house of obstacle, what will become? Mithuna Lagna, Kanni Lagna, Danu, Meena Lagna peoples, they have the obstacles in finding their partners. When they are trying to settle there in their marriage life, the kind of some amount of the struggle will be there in their life. Okay, the same goes for 9th house, 11th house also. The 11th house is the fulfillment of desires, gaining anything from your life. That becomes your obstacle. You try to achieve something, but you may not feel the fulfillment in you. Because consider the Thula Lagna. they work really very hard, but they don't find the satisfaction, that the fulfillment was never achieved in them. The Karka Lagna people, even though they have the emotionally binded peoples, but they don't find the fulfillment in their same goes for Makara Mesha also. And the ninth house, they try to find the luck in their life. Maybe they have the problem with their father-in-law. They may be the obstacles in their growth in their life. I'm just giving an example. Not only this, there are other factors. But when this particular Rashis, whenever you're going to see, keep that in your mind. Mesha, Kadaga, Tula, Makara, 11th house. That is the movable Rashis. Fixed, Rishabha, Simha, Vrikshika, Kumbha, 9th house. Mithuna, Kanya, Danu, Meena, 7th house. So they put extra concentration on the 11th house, 9th house, 7th house whenever you see this relevant Rashis. Then you may think, okay, I need a table. Okay, let's go with the table. For them, if you see this one thing is the continuously coming. 11, 9, 7, 11, 9, 7, 11, 9, 7, 11, 9, 7. Okay, then find out Mesha, Kumbha, it's a Saturn. Rishabha, Makara, again Saturn. Mithuna, Dhanush, Jupiter. Karka, Rishabha, Venus. Simha, 9th house, Mesha, Mars. Kanya, 7th house, Jupiter. Tula, 11th house, Sun. Vrikshika, 9th house, Karka, Moon. Dhanush, 7th house, Mithuna, Mercury. Makara, 11th house, Vrikshika, Mars. Kumbha, 9th house, Tula, Venus. Meena, 7th house, Kanya, Mercury. And Venkat is also posted in the faculty group. He gave one kind of a formula. I didn't digest that. Otherwise, I will give you that also. I will forward you his message also in the group. But I didn't work out on his formula. But he gave one interesting formula to find out the Yogakaraka. Not this one, the Bhadak for the Yogakaraka. I will forward that message also. But this Bhatakasthana you have to remember. How you can easily remember? The trick is here only. Whenever you seeing the Rashi was the Mesha Lagna, Karka, Tula, Makara, okay, then 11th house. Fixed, 9th house. 12, then the 7th house. If this much in your mind, you no need to remember this table. This simple table is more than enough. Okay, this much, any doubt?
No.
Okay, awesome. Okay, that's all for the class today. We'll see you not in the next week, next to next week. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Okay, good day then.
Vanita, kindly send all these slides to us, please.
Definitely, I will. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Vanita, last week's I could not get the correct reading recording. There was some mixture. Which was the correct one?
No, that was corrected.
Corrected. It has come now.
So the last week recording, it is properly loaded. The week before that was the issue. That was also corrected.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, then we'll see you all next week. Okay, then
Okay.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Good day.
Thank you, Vanita.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Thank you.
Hello. Happy Sankranti.
Yeah, thank you so much. Happy Pongal. Yeah, thank you.